Hello, super folders. It's me, Tom Angleberger. I'm here with the original Origami Yoda to wish you happy May the 4th, 2022. As we do every year, Yoda and I are going to teach you how to make a piece of origami. This year, we're going to do Star Wars Origami. Of course, for May the 4th, it's going to be Origami Cad Bane. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Tom Angleberger, the author of The Strange Case of Origami Yoda, DJ Funkyfoot. I drew the Geronimo Stilton graphic novels, and I wrote and drew the new Two-Headed Chicken graphic novel that's coming out this fall. You can find an excerpt of it if you check out my website, origamiyoda.com. All right, let's jump into it with Cad Bane. Now, not everybody read this story, but a couple years ago, I got to write a Cad Bane story based on the Clone Wars episode where he kidnapped Emperor Palpatine. And so there he is, awesome artwork in the book. And here's, well, maybe the artwork isn't so awesome, but Cad Bane is always awesome on this piece of origami. There he is. He's got his famous hat, his breathing apparatus, and his famous sneer and the red eyes. Well, you really can't go wrong with Cad Bane. As long as you get the blue face, the red eyes, he's like, an evil Smurf. All right, let me get this out of the way. Oh, man, my desk is even worse than normal. I've been folding Godzilla and Jet Jaguar. I found Greedo. I think he was from last year's May the 4th. I've got all kinds of stuff. I got stuff everywhere. There's that panda thing. There's stuff everywhere. Let me clear some space here. And we'll keep him here so you can see where we're going. So you're going to need a piece of paper. I like to use a quarter of a sheet of notebook paper or a piece of copy paper, but you can use a whole sheet if you want to. First step, you're going to fold it all the way in half like this. All right. Give it a nice crease up there at the top. There we go. That part was easy. In fact, the whole thing is pretty easy. I'm not sure I would call this the easiest. It's not as easy as Yoda, but it's not too bad. Now you're going to take this one corner and you're going to fold it over towards the center like this. Okay, I can't tell you exactly how far to fold it over. You're going to have to sort of experiment with it, figure it out for yourself. I wouldn't have the two corners touch. We're going to fold both corners in. Don't have them quite touch, but they get kind of near each other. So this is going to be the top of his hat here. So you don't want that to be too much wider. Let's see how it compares to the model here. Well, it's a little narrower than the model I was working on, but we'll see how it goes. Now, I want you to give each of these a really good crease. A good crease on this side and a really good crease on that side. And then you're going to open them up, unfold them, and then fold them back the other way. This will be very familiar to people that made the original Origami Yoda from the first Origami Yoda book. Okay, give those a good crease. The reason we're doing these good creases is that in a second here, we're going to unfold this. Now we've got to get this corner here to go inside. So watch, I'm just going to open things up a little bit here. I'm going to push that corner in with my finger. And because of those creases, it should go in there pretty easily. And I just fold things shut again. Okay, see how that worked? Let's try it on the other side. I open things up a little bit. I push with one finger, I push that corner inside. It goes inside, and then I have to smoosh things shut again. And you should have something like this. It open up a little bit. I realized when I made this, it makes a great mouse droid. It can sit up all by itself, a little mouse droid. But we want something a little more evil, a little more dark side than the mouse droid. So this is Cad Bane. Believe it or not, the bottom here is going to be the brim of his hat. And to make that, we're going to start at the bottom, and we're just going to fold up just a little bit. Okay, see how I'm not folding up very far, just enough to make the brim of his hat. And then we're going to fold that up again. Okay, so right now he's got like a huge hat, so we fold it up again, and every time we fold it, it starts to get a little more the right shape for Cad Bane's hat. All right, there we go. Cad Bane's hat, everybody. So I think you can see how that's going to work. Pretty simple, right? Now, give that a really strong crease across the bottom. Otherwise, it's going to keep unfolding on you, and that's going to get annoying. Okay, there you go. There's his hat. Now you're going to fold each side back so that his head is not as wide as the hat. Okay. Like that. Now that would work great for a normal person, a cowboy or something. But since this is Cad Bane, he's going to have this breathing apparatus. So let's flip it over so you can see how to fold that out. By the way, while we're back here, let me point out that if you want to make this a finger puppet, like most of our models, you're going to need to tape a piece of paper across the back here because we're using all this paper. There's nothing nowhere for your finger to go back here. So you're going to tape a piece of paper back here later if you want to make this a finger puppet. All right, now take this loose bit that's down here and fold it up and over so it sticks out like that. Okay, it's a diagonal fold. It's not straight across. It's up and over so that it sticks out way out there like that. Let's see what that looks like on the other side. See how that's going to be his breathing apparatus? I think you can see that. You may want to bend this corner in a little bit. Just a little bend there. Just gives it a little better shape. Now let's try the other side. Let's do it. We flip it back over. We fold this one up and out. Why don't we go ahead and tuck that corner back? It's a little easier to do from this side. There we go. Now when we flip it over, we should have good old Cad Bane. There he is. Now this guy's hat. Hold on a second. Oh, it unfolded on me a little bit. I warned you about it unfolding, and then I let it happen. There it is. All right, there you go. Now, as far as decorating it, let me tell you a little bit about it here. Pretty straightforward. He's got these weird things on his hat that come in. Those are going to become gray. You're going to color those gray and the rest of the hat brown. And then down here below, you're going to color this zigzaggy part gray. Now, this may look hard. It may look complicated, but it's really just a zigzag on each side. Color that in gray, like that. Then you're just going to draw a little, right here, you're just going to draw a little cup kind of shape, like a letter C, and a little hose to connect. And you do that on each side, color it in. And you've got his breathing apparatus. I colored this gray, and then I colored this gray, and then I went over it a second time with the magic marker to make that a little darker. Then you're going to color his face blue, his teeth yellow, and then when you go back to make his eyes red, you actually let the red overlap the blue a little bit, and it'll make those great dark circles around his eyes. All right, there you have it. There's Cad Bane, the evil bounty hunter. I don't want to drop any spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Book of Boba Fett yet, but I think you may know that he makes an appearance in the Book of Boba Fett. Pretty awesome. Of course, he makes an appearance in that book I wrote too. That's where'd that go? Did I lose the book? I lost the book. Well, you find that book somewhere. All right, everybody. I hope you had fun making Cad Bane. If you want instructions for folding about a billion other Star Wars characters, they're all on my website, origamiyoda.com. And speaking of Origami Yoda, here he is, and he's got one thing to say. Get out of here, Bane. He's got one thing to say. May the Force be with you, always. Also, May the 4th. See you next time, everybody. Is he in focus? Can we get a focus on? There he is. There he's in focus. See you next time, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you over on origamiyoda.com.